Everybody, welcome back. This is Mitch, and you're watching Behind the Hedges. We're talking with Eric Douglas tonight about South Carolina Gamecocks. And before we get to him, let's do this first.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be.
There it is. He's there. He's watching. We have him on the hook. All right. I got it. I'm going to actually pull up South Carolina football 2022 schedule. There we go. And let's put this bad boy up on the screen here. There we go. This is the professional part of the show. Don't try to do this at home. What the heck? Okay, how are we looking?
Looks, I can see it fine.
Yeah. You can see fine. All right, so here we go. This is the South Carolina schedule.
Yep.
And just before we started to do this thing tonight, I left a poll in our Field of Streams Facebook chat. I don't know if you got to see it or not.
I did. I voted.
Oh, did you? Okay. What did you vote, by the way? I haven't even looked at it.
Right now I'm going with 7, and that's regular.
Nice. I love it. Okay. So right now we have 3 for 6, 2 for 5, 1 for 7. Those are the results as we see. So you see that everybody's floating around that
right.
that bowl eligibility line or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and call Ethan out here, and he said 5. So actually, wait, he might have said 4.
You can easily see that.
What was it? So I want to go through these games here and just get your opinion. I know the first 3 games we got Georgia State, Arkansas, and Georgia. Okay. Yeah. It looks like a very winnable game with Georgia State and 2 very losable games with Arkansas and Georgia, just off the cuff, right? Then you follow up with Charlotte and South Carolina State. So after 5 games, it's looking like you guys are probably going to be like 3-2. All right.
That's how I would predict that.
Kentucky stands to be pretty tough next year. So maybe 3-3. And then A&M comes in maybe 3-4. All right. But then you got Missouri and Vanderbilt back to back, and nothing's better about getting healthy than playing those 2 teams back to back. So I'm saying maybe 5-4 going into the final 3 games here. 5-4, you need to win one of these games. Florida, Tennessee, or Clemson.
Yep. And I mean, going back a little bit, I'm kind of, as a South Carolina fan, like you do not count on wins, and we have lost. We lost Appalachian State 2 years ago. We've lost to the Citadel within the last 6-7 years. So we darn near lost to Vanderbilt last season. So it was a strange team that we had last year, and we won 7 games. We could have very easily won 3 last year if things hadn't gone as quote well as they did. But I think really the game that I'm kind of interested in early on is Kentucky.
Okay.
Kentucky has become the quote what I call the new Georgia. We used to, with Georgia, it used to be, it's not like this anymore, but it used to be you could always count on that to be a close game. And we'd usually be able to sneak a win or 2 every 3 years, give or take, against Georgia.
Well, I remember we brought this up on our show after you guys beat us in was it 2019, right? I remember bringing it up on the show. Somebody was like, "How can you possibly lose to South Carolina?" Blah 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 blah. Like this whole talk. And I said, "Well, hold on just a second. Do you guys realize that in the past 10 meetings, the record's 5-5?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With South Carolina, it's like, so it's not like this is a team that we just go in and manhandle every year. This is a team that actually puts up a fight, And
it used to be that way. I can't see us coming close in the next several years.
Well, I hope you're right about that.
Well, so, I mean, I just, yeah, I mean, I just can't. I don't know. I mean, after last season and everything else, I don't. I think it's going to be a while before we're competing with UGA again, and I feel that way about the entire East right now. But Kentucky's a team that has kind of positioned themselves, I'd say, in a solid second or third position in the SEC East over the last several years. I don't think they're the most consistent team just about in the SEC East outside of UGA. Yeah. But for whatever reason, we played them pretty close. We beat them 2 years ago. I could have, should have maybe beaten them last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a game where I think if we can go in there and make a game of it and pull something out there, that's where I'm hoping we can get our 7 wins from.
So you're counting on the Kentucky to be win 4, Missouri and Vanderbilt 5 and 6, and you're thinking about getting one more of those final 3 just to be
and okay. and I don't see Clemson yet. I think we're after last season. I think Clemson's defense is still just too good for us to compete with. We're not going to be able to. I mean, I'd like to think that we could score some points on them, but they're kind of another level right now. After what they did to us in the final game this year, where I thought we had a chance going in, or at least I think a lot of us thought we had some chance going in against Clemson this year, and it just was not even remotely close. So that said, I think, Florida and Tennessee are 2 games that, are going to be it's just going to be very interesting to see how Florida and Tennessee are, by that point in the season. And if, how the new coaching staff at Florida turns out, see how Heupel's doing, in year 2.
How do you feel about playing those 2 teams back to back?
I hate it. This reminds me of the early 90s. It's like they always called it the Orange Crush, Florida, Tennessee, Clemson at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And nothing sucks like the Big Orange. I just hate having to play those 3 teams back to back to back. And I hate that that's back on our schedule. I just think there's a psychological thing. But somehow, of course, last year it didn't. We took care of business against Florida, or Florida took care of business against us as far as laying down and dying. But I
love it. Love it. So you were talking earlier off air about some things that were going on with the athletic department. You want to say more about that?
Yeah, sure. So, and this is basically the USC athletic department right now. And this is, I'm just speaking. I'm not speaking any personal opinion here. This is just the scuttlebutt around town and everywhere else is unhappiness with the athletic department. And Frank Martin was just fired as basketball coach.
Right. Everybody's basketball coach got fired this year. Right?
Yeah. And our fans, perhaps naively thought, we're going to bring a bucket full of money and get Sean Miller to come back and coach here. And apparently that was the plan, and it did not happen. And we kind of, looked a little bit sort of stunned. It seemed like a lot of people felt that the athletic department was kind of caught off guard by Miller not deciding to come to South Carolina. And then, we kind of got Lamont Paris, who most of the fans feel pretty good about. But, the process is just the word that you keep hearing around here is, the process of replacing the basketball coach was not what people were wanting. And the people felt that way about the Beamer hire too early on. I think most people now are, for now, happy with Beamer. We'll see how people are if we're 3-4 to start the season next year with, if we lose that, Kentucky game, and that's how message board fans are, obviously. But then baseball has tanked a lot over the years for us, which is a big deal at South Carolina. Baseball is a very big thing at this school. So,
but you guys do have that women's basketball team, though.
Absolutely, no, and that's been.
Let the record show the only SEC team still playing in anybody's brackets.
That's right.
Right. So,
So that said, there is some consternation regarding the athletic department. There's been a lot of this week. The news around town's been board of trustee members being reappointed here at South Carolina, and the thing that people keep asking about, and it's a state legislature deal here, but the legislators are just, what happened with football, what's going on with these buyouts and everything else. So there's a lot of just clouds around the athletic department right now. I don't have any. I'm not going to give my personal opinion on what needs to happen or anything like that. But it's a very this football season is going to be very interesting for Ray Tanner, our athletic director.
Do you mean to suggest that a successful season, I'll go ahead as far as say it, and another successful season would go a long way to clearing up some of that miasma?
I think so. Yeah, because it's absolute. You're not a lawyer. I don't really like that rooster myself.
This is our pal Robert Reynolds, who does the DGD podcast. He's actually a Georgia fan, but a North Carolina resident.
Oh boy!
And I just want to go ahead and put it out there while we're talking about brackets and stuff like that. The Tar Heels are still alive on the court, but they are not alive on the football field, friend.
No, we killed them.
You guys murdered them. Hey, I loved it, man. I loved it.
We ate them with a giant vat of Duke's mayonnaise.
Oh boy, God, that's so disgusting.
Fried ram.
I just keep waking up in cold in the middle of the night.
I hate mayonnaise. I actually promised my buddies that I would eat a spoonful of Duke's mayonnaise if we won that game, and we did, and I ate a spoon of it and
paid off. So it's funny that in our Facebook chat, everybody gets a nickname eventually. And Mikey, my brother, who is a Clemson fan, for God's sakes.
One of them.
Hey, so Robert says, glad the Beamer got that bad. Yeah, no kidding. So Mikey's a Clemson fan, and so we used to call him Tater Man in the chat, right? Yep. And after they won their bowl game this past year, he is now officially the Cheez-It Bowl champion. So we're going to call you the Duke's Mayo guy or something.
I'll take that.
Until you earn something.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, right? There you go. So, hey man, I first of all, we managed to do this in a pretty good clip. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope that you and your family and your loved ones and friends and all that are doing just fine. And you got anything you'd like to tell these fine folks at home?
Just look forward to watching SEC football. Spring game here is only 18 days away. It's going to be
no kidding.
The first spring game under the lights for South Carolina. So we're kind of excited.
Are you guys on TV? Is your game on TV?
Yeah, I believe it is. And we're excited about that. That's one thing Beamer does do is, I think one thing that people kind of underestimate is the ability to work the press, work the media. And in South Carolina is a 7-win team last year. There's no reason for South Carolina to be in national news whatsoever. But by getting dumped with Duke's mayonnaise and then getting Spencer Rattler to transfer to USC like the next day or two, we were dominating the media for about 2 days there.
The media frenzy.
So I mean, if he can, but he's very good at that. He's very good at getting noticed and getting South Carolina's name out there. So, and that's important for a head coach, perhaps more than some of the X's and O's.
Yeah, and it's great that you're going to get to see your spring game on TV. Ask the Tennessee folks about how their spring game is turning out. last I heard, they were going to have it indoors at some athletic facility, and it's going to be broadcast on closed circuit TV to only the people in attendance outside in the parking lot or something. It was. I'm not kidding. I'm not making it up. Like, it's not on TV. It's just on like closed circuit TVs the ones that you roll out of the media center.
Well, if you're old like me, you might remember the NWA Jim Crockett Studios in Atlanta, where they would do Georgia Championship Wrestling.
I remember very well.
Maybe they got just.
In fact, how old are you, Eric? I might be older than you.
42.
I am older than you. You see this beard? It ain't gray for nothing, brother.
Got a little gray here.
Yeah, I mean, Dren is still beating the both of us.
Absolutely.
What did he talk about? All right. Anyway, so hey man, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you everybody out there in La La Land for watching with us, and we're gonna call it an evening. I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday, 9:30, Behind the Hedges. Oh wait, Eric, who are we doing next?
All right. SEC East. I talked a little bit about Kentucky. I want to hear what Kentucky's got going on.
We have to go find a Kentucky fan with a computer.
Yeah, there's.
I have 1 week.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Big Blue up next. Hey, buddy. Take care. See you later.
You too.